Hello and welcome to the channel Chemical Engineer. I am Sahil Yadav and in this video we are going to cover quick revision for fluid mechanics, all formulas related to it. So if you haven't subscribed us, please subscribe it and don't forget to press the bell button because that is how you will get notified to our latest videos. Okay, so let us start the part 2 of quick revision. Okay, so in the previous video we have covered various topics. So the topics which are remaining which will be covered in this video are friction and velocity relation. Then we will cover flow meters, different types of flow meter, their governing equation. Then we will cover pumps and compressors. So in that we will see some basic equations, 3 to 5 equations. Then we will see boundary layer and thicknesses. In that we will study about for laminar and turbulent flow as well, and extra we will study about mixing and agitation. Okay, so starting from the friction and its changes with velocity. So as velocity changes, there will be three cases. That is, there is some valve present or fitting is present, then the head will change. So I hope you are clear what is head. So head is nothing but P by rho g, which we have already discussed in previous video. So head changes in three cases. First is expansion, second is contraction, and third is due to the valves and fitting present in a pipeline. So this one is for the expansion. Okay. So the head due to the change in velocity is given as head equal to, that is HFE equal to KE into V square divided by 2 when both are or all the units are in SI units. So it will be divided by 2, but if they are in another unit then you have to multiply it by 2 into GC, where KE is known as expansion coefficient. So KE is known as expansion coefficient. Okay, so this KE is known as expansion coefficient, which is given as 1 minus SA by SB whole square, where SA is the upstream area. Okay, upstream area, SB is the downstream area. Okay, so both these equations you should note it down. So it is important to note it down side by side, then and then only this video will be fruitful for you. Second, we have contraction, so compression or contraction, anything. So for that we have HFC equal to Kc into V into B. Okay, so here V is the average velocity, A is the upstream and B is the downstream. So contraction always occurs in the downstream. That is what we have assumed. Okay, so VB square divided by 2 and Kc, that is the contraction coefficient. So this is the contraction coefficient. Okay, so this is contraction coefficient, which is given as 0.4 into 1 minus SB by SA. Okay, so please note down this equation as well. Third, we have a head loss due to the valves and fittings. So this equation is for valves and fittings. Okay, so for different values this Kf is known as loss factor for fitting. So that values are depending on the types of valves which we are using. So it's 10 for globe valve, it's 5 to 6 for gate valve for half open, and it is 0 to 2 for a gate valve which is fully open. Okay, so you have to remember these values as well. Alright, so this is all about a friction change due to the velocity. Now let us see different types of flow meters. So flow meters are generally divided into two parts, that is variable head and variable area. So for variable head we have Venturi meter. Okay, so first flow meter is Venturi meter. So in Venturi meter what we have some area like this. Okay, so suppose this is area A and this is small contraction area, said we call it as B. Okay, we calculate the flow rate from two pipes here using manometer. Okay, so different equations. So let me tell you that in any flow meter equation you have to base as a Bernoulli equation. Okay, so your base should be Bernoulli's equation, because any flow meter equation can be derived from Bernoulli's equation. Alright, so for this Bernoulli and continuity, both equations are used for Venturi meter as well as for other meter equation derivation. So from Bernoulli's equation we get alpha into B. So alpha is, I hope you are knowing that it is a energy correction factor, which we have discussed in the previous video. Alpha into B equal to 2 times PA minus PB divided by rho. Okay, so this is the general equation for Venturi meter using Bernoulli's equation. Okay, so continuing it in. Okay, so when we apply continuity equation, that is pi by 4 area A into VA equal to AB into VB. So what we get? VA equal to dB by dA whole square into VB. Okay, so which will be almost or equal to VB, B square into beta square into VB. Beta is nothing but, I hope you all know up till now. Please refer previous video if you don't know. Okay, so this is the equation, 2 equation, and the third equation is for the velocity at the contraction or the throat area. So VB is the velocity, is given as A1 divided by root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root 2gh. Okay, so this is a direct equation for the calculation of velocity at point B. Alright, so this is direct equation for velocity at point B for Venturi meter. Similarly, we have a different equation for calculation of velocity as well. So that equation is based on the coefficient of Venturi, that is CV divided by 1 minus beta raised to 4 under root of 2 times PA minus PB divided by rho. Okay, so this is the second equation which GATE may ask you. So from this, if we multiply it with area, so we will get the flow rate Q equal to CV into, so we are using the previous equation, so when we multiply it with A2 we get the previous equation, that is A1 square minus A2 square under root 2gh. Okay, so please note it down. Q equal to CV A1 A2 divided by 1 under root A1 square minus A2 square under root 2gh in upper multiplication. Alright, so CV for Venturi meter is ranging from 0.98 to 1. Okay, so for Venturi meter CV is this. Okay, so you can also calculate m dot, that is the mass flow rate, by multiplying rho AB VB. Okay, so you can directly find that equation as well. Okay, so that is all about Venturi meter. Now for Venturi, after Venturi meter we have second as orifice meter. Okay, so difference between orifice meter and Venturi meter is, in orifice we have a sudden contraction type of element. Okay, so there is a more pressure drop in orifice meter. So the velocity calculation relation is same for orifice meter. We call it as V naught, that is V of orifice. We have C naught, coefficient of orifice, or Venturi coefficient, as we have CV. Similarly, we have orifice coefficient as C naught under root 1 minus beta raised to 4. Beta is, you know, I hope, dB by dA. under root 2 times PA minus PB divided by rho. So this is the velocity for orifice, and C of naught, that is orifice coefficient, is ranging from 0.6 to 0.65. Okay, so this value will be given to you. This is point A, this is point B for orifice. Okay, so this is a simple equation, or I would say that the equation is similar to that of Venturi meter, only you have to change in orifice, that is orifice coefficient. Okay, so this will be easy for you. Now let us see. Okay, so for compressible, okay, so that case is not important because GATE never asked this question for compressible fluid flow, that is density is varying, so we will not see that equation. Okay, next, third, we have pitot tube. Okay, so pitot tube is generally used to calculate the local velocity along a streamline. Generally we calculate air velocity from this pitot tube. Okay, so for pitot tube, general equation is velocity is, because it is directly giving the velocity, because this have a stationary, because from general Bernoulli's equation we get this equation, PS minus P naught divided by rho. PS is the stagnation pressure, P naught is the static pressure, or we can say that pressure at tip of the pitot tube. I hope you are knowing what is pitot tube looks like. So it has something area like this. Okay, so here the pressure is B. Okay, and the A is the pressure which will be calculated using the manometer attached to the pitot tube. Okay, so for pitot tube this is the important formula. Similarly, we have one more important formula for pitot tube, that is not for pitot tube but for all these relations. We have one formula for height. Okay, so you would have, okay, so let me H seen in previous slides. We calculate this H equal to X into specific gravity of U-tube fluid divided by specific gravity of fluid in a pipe minus 1. Okay, so this is how we calculate the H, which is seen in this equation, that is under root 2gh. This H is calculated using that equation. Directly we don't put it as H. Okay, so whatever will be given is X in your question. So how to calculate this X? Okay, so let me draw it. Suppose any flow meter is there which is connected to the U-tube. Okay, so this is connected to the U-tube. This is a flow meter, suppose, and the height difference is, suppose A and B point are this A, this is point B, this is a fluid. So this height difference is generally known as X. So the height difference that is given in your question is X. So from that you have to find H using this equation. Okay, so once you find H using this equation, you will get that H, and then from that you will have to calculate velocity. Okay, so please remember this. So the X that is given is the manometer or manometric height. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you all. Okay, so next the fourth is the rotameter. In rotameter, I hope you know this is the area type meter where the delta P equal to constant. Please note down all the things which I write in this slide. Okay, so rotameter is generally based on the formula which is the force balance using the gravity minus or gravity equal to buoyancy plus drag. Okay, so this is the general equation for derivation of rotameter equation, where Q equal to Vmax, maximum velocity, into pi by 4 into dt square minus df square. So what are this dt and df? Dt is the tube diameter and df is the float diameter. So I hope you are knowing what is rotameter look like. Okay, so float is something which is allowing or reducing the flow rate which we submerge in a rotameter. Alright, so this is all about flow meters. Now let us see more about pumps and compressors. Pumps and compressors. So for pumps and compressors you have to remember three formulas. So for ideal case we will study, or we generally study for centrifugal pump. Okay, so first formula is N is directly proportional to Q, so which means N1 by N2 equal to Q1 by Q2. N is RPM of a moving blade or impeller. Q is the flow rate. Q is generally a discharge flow rate. Okay, so N is directly proportional to Q. Second, we have power is directly proportional to N cube, so we write it as P1 by P2 equal to Q1 cube divided by Q2 cube equal to N1 cube divided by N2 cube. Okay, so note down these two formulas. Okay, next, third formula for this centrifugal pump is specific speed. Specific speed formula, as well as we have third formula for head also. Let us see that afterward. So specific speed is given as 286.4 into n under root q divided by h raised to 0.75. So this is the specific speed. N is in the RPM, unit should be clear in your mind. Q is in meter cube per second. H is in the head, which is in the Newton meter per kg. Okay, and the fourth formula is H is directly proportional to N square. So H1 by H2 equal to N1 square by N2 square. Okay, so please note down this formula as well. Next, for pump we have fifth formula known as WHP and BHP. So WHP is nothing but a water horsepower, and BHP is known as brake horsepower. So WHP is the amount of energy, that is work that is done on water by the this pump. This is given as rho QG into H, and this is given as omega into tau of shaft. Okay, So the efficiency of pump. So amount of energy that is given to a pump is omega into tau of shaft, and the work that is done by the pump on water is WHP. So WHP divided by BHP, which is given as rho QGH divided by omega T. So omega T is generally not given directly, so you will get directly a omega T value, that is the power required by a pump. So put that in BHP. Alright. For pump we have sixth equation known as number of stages. So this is for pump as well as for compressor. So number of stages equal to total head divided by head per stage required. So this is capital H divided by HM. Okay. Alright, so I think we are done with the whatever required for the pump, because no more formula is there for derivation of pump. Okay. Next we will study about boundary layer and thicknesses. Okay, so boundary layer and thicknesses. So we have laminar boundary layers. Okay, different types of boundary layer are there. So boundary layer is nothing but a, okay, so let me see boundary layer thickness. So this is given as delta. So first is boundary layer thickness, which is the thickness of a fluid stream which is required for a V of fluid to be equal or almost equal to the free stream velocity into free stream velocity. Okay, so this is a boundary layer thickness. This is how we define it. So amount or the thickness of a layer which is having the velocity almost equal to the free stream velocity. What is free stream velocity is not we are going to discuss now. Please refer different video of mine as well. Second is displacement thickness. Displacement thickness is given by a delta star. Okay, so delta star is defined as 0 to delta 1 minus small u by capital U into dy. Okay, so this capital U is the free stream velocity. This is the free stream velocity and this is the fluid velocity. Okay, so this is the formula for calculating the displacement thickness. Okay, directly remember it. And what is displacement thickness is not we are going to discuss now. We are concerning only for formula as of now. Third is momentum thickness, which is given as theta. So theta is equal to 0 to delta small u by capital U into 1 minus small u by capital U dy. Okay, so this is the momentum thickness formula. We have one more thickness. Fourth is the energy thickness. So how we calculate this energy thickness, which is given as delta star star, two stars. So delta star star is equal to 0 to delta small u by capital U 1 minus small u by capital U, both are in square, into dy. So integration of this will give you energy thickness. Okay, so remember this 4 equation. This will be helpful for you for gate. Okay. Okay, so now let us see the 5th equation, that is for, okay, so that all what we have discussed is for laminar flow. Okay, so for laminar boundary layer, we have drag coefficient value directly to be remembered. This is the drag coefficient. So the value for drag coefficient is 1.46 divided by under root of Reynolds number. Note it down. Similarly, for calculating the boundary layer or the boundary layer thickness, we have one formula, that is 5.48 x divided by under root Re, Reynolds number, and third formula is also there, but we will not look into it because that is not asked anytime for in your gate exam. So remember these two formulas, that is for boundary layer thickness and for drag coefficient. Similarly, for the turbulent boundary layer, we have formula for the thickness as 0.37 x divided by Re raised to 1 by 5. Similarly, for drag coefficient, we have 0.072 divided by Re raised to 0.2 or 1 by 5. So this is for turbulent case when Reynolds number is much higher. Okay, so this all for we are discussing is for the flat plate. Wait a minute. These all things we are using for the flat plate. Okay, please remember this. This is all for flat plate. This is also for flat plate. Alright, so these are the different or two formulas which are required. So when there is one more relation, CD equal to 0.45 divided by log of base 10. Okay, I will please note down this formula because you will not get it in PPT. 0.455 divided by log base 10 into Reynolds number raised to 2.58. Okay, so this is when 10 raised to 7 to Reynolds number 10 raised to, okay, so this is 10 raised to 9. Okay, so when Reynolds number is much higher, you have to use this formula. Alright, so I think we are done up to what we should learn. Next, there are various formulas for Prandtl length, mixing length theory for turbulent case, Reynolds stress formula, but GATE has never asked question about those formulas, so I am not going to discuss it. Okay, so now let me discuss about I think I am done what I was about to do, because those formulas are irrelevant, because 2 times I have tried to remember those formulas, but they are not fruitful to remember because never GATE has asked any question on it. Okay, so let us discuss about mixing and agitation. Okay, so the extra topic which was to be studied in mechanical unit operation, I will study or I will tell you about that in here. Mixing and agitation. Okay, so mixing and agitation, here we have three formulas to remember. So first is power number, which is shows the power required by impeller equal to P divided by rho n cube di raised to 5. Okay, so P by rho n cube di raised to 5. So this is the power consumption. Rho is the fluid density, di is the impeller diameter. So this is how you can calculate. So generally what it shows is power is directly proportional to n cube di raised to 5. N is the RPM. Okay. Second relation is the Reynolds number. So Reynolds number is given as rho n di square divided by mu, where mu is the viscosity. Third equation is the Froude's number. Froude's number. So Froude's number is given as Fr equal to n square di divided by g. Alright, so this is all about mixing. Similarly, for a different case of mixing and agitation, we have a baffled case. So in baffled case, power number is equal to K into Reynolds number raised to m. And for unbaffled case, P naught, that is the power number, is equal to the K into Nr raised to m, that is Reynolds number into Froude's number raised to n. Okay, so m is generally equal to -1 and n equal to a minus log base 10 Reynolds number divided by b, where a and b are the constants should be given in the question. Alright. Similarly, we have one more equation for rate of mixing. Okay, so rate of mixing is nothing but dm by dt is directly proportional to 1 minus m. So this generally shows that m equal to 1 minus e raised to minus kt. Okay, so this is the equation for rate of mixing. Moreover, we have one more equation for mixing index. So for mixing index, m equal to s naught square minus s square divided by s naught square minus s of t whole square. So what is s naught square? S naught square is generally a variance which st is given as s naught square divided by n. This is st, and s naught square is given by p into 1 minus p. Okay, so p is the desired mixture in the feed, or the amount of mixing already done in the feed. We generally call it as desired mixture in feed. So we generally find the product. So P is generally known as the product which is already present in the feed. Okay, so this is all about the formulas for mixing and agitation. So I end this video here. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe to the channel. सब्सक्राइब कर देना प्लीज़. Alright, so thank you, and please subscribe to the Chemical Engineer on YouTube, as well as join us on Telegram for this PPT. Thank you for watching the fluid mechanics. Next is the course on mass transfer. So thank you.